What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is Suborbital, and in this video I am going to be talking about what singles should Mariah have put out first for the launch and the release of her album Caution. And the reason I wanted to make this video is because now that the album is out and I've had an opportunity to listen to all of the songs, including the bonus track Runway, which only the Japanese had, and in order to listen to it at first, you literally had to like do the impossible, like fly to Mars and then like try to get like a signal to connect to the internet so that you can hear the track from like Japan. I mean, it was ridiculous. If you're a real Mariah fan and you were looking for that bonus track, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I did do a video that you can check out where I do include snippets of the bonus track. I think by now you can actually find it on YouTube or find it on the internet and hear it, but at first you couldn't. Anyways, so this video is all about what songs should Mariah have put out first as the promos, as like the promo single or the official single for the album. And like I said, since I've heard all the songs now and I have a good idea of the concept that she was kind of going for, I've kind of acclimated my mind to the idea that Mariah now wants to be she really wants to represent R&B in a new way. She really wants to be taken seriously as a as R&B, hip hop singer. That genre is like, going, like 100 miles per hour at this point in her career, like with Caution and everything. Every single track is R&B. Some tracks are actually borderline hip hop, like Giving Me Life. That's like really hip hop. Anono actually samples Lil Kim and Notorious B.I.G. from the late 90s, things like that. So, the entire album just has a real, like, I kept saying plush. I look back at some of my other videos and I realized that plush seems to be like the key word for Caution, I think, because all the tracks are mid-tempo and they all have like this real velvety feel to it. Like she really, she accented a lot of parts in the songs with, the quick word delivery and the quick melodic lines and things like that, which in reality reminds me a lot of Breakdown. Breakdown, actually, this whole album reminds me of Breakdown because a lot of the songs, instead of her like belting out if you've noticed, instead of her belting out a lot of the melodies, like the way she did on Daydream or Butterfly, she'd have these long, these long melodies and these moments of really over the top and ad-libbing that would just be just really beautiful to listen to. This album doesn't have a lot of that. It doesn't have a lot of the the long feeling. It doesn't have a lot of ballads in it. It doesn't have a lot of belting in it. Most of the songs are mid-tempo. Most of the songs have R&B, hip hop beats to them, and most of the songs have a rapid, quick release, which reminds you a lot of Breakdown. Breakdown, well, I guess I'm trying to be nonchalant about it, and I'm going to extremes. You call your Sunday to basically say she does a lot of that. A lot of the songs on Caution remind me of her vocal style with Breakdown. And so it's really interesting to me. Actually, I feel like I'm going into a whole other video at this point, but I am going to get to the singles in just a minute. I want to take the time to explain this though, because I remember reading an article where Mariah was giving an interview and she was talking about her collaboration with Bone Thugs and Harmony, and she said she had been totally inspired by them, and so she decided to write the song where she literally like recreated their vocal style and totally imitated their delivery style. And she actually took the time to actually say, she was worried that she might have gone too far when she wrote Breakdown. Broke down. When she wrote Broke Down. Then I broke down and cried. Anyways, and stuff. So, so when she said that, I really, I feel like that kind of fast forward to Caution now, it seems like that's been something in her heart that she's really wanted to explore and get deeper into hip hop. She's really wanted to get deeper into hip hop. And when I read that line in that interview where she said she was really worried that when she did Breakdown, she might have gone too far, that let me know that, there's a side to her that might be a little guarded, that she doesn't really let most of the fans see, because most of her fans, at least in the beginning, were fans of her ballads, fans of her pop music, fans of the fun, carefree Mariah who's dancing in the tall fields of grass, things like that. So Anyways, but now here we have Caution, and it literally seems like Mariah has. Someone left a comment in one of my videos, and I totally agree with them. The fact that it seems that Mariah has gotten over her fear. It seems like she's gotten over her fear of what her fans might think. She's gotten over her fear of how the critics might respond, how the music industry might react. She's gotten over the fear of all of that, and so Caution is a culmination of basically something that she's been wanting to do. I think all along. She's all along. I think Mariah has wanted to put out a bona fide R&B hip hop record, like just bona fide. And she's never been able to do that because, of course, we all know the story with the record label, her husband, and then, even after she left her husband, then she still had, an image that had been created with pop music, and that really, tugged at her and kind of kept her going back and forth between R&B songs and then doing pop songs and then doing ballad songs and then doing hip hop collaborations. So, so she's had to wrestle and fight, for the past few decades. But now here we are in 2018, and it looks like she has finally come to grips with overcoming any kind of fear that she might have had with putting out who she really, really is and doing the kind of style that she really, really wanted to do. And in another video, I made mention of how Giving Me Life was very reminiscent of The Beautiful Ones. To me, it really reminds me of The Beautiful Ones a lot, because The Beautiful Ones, like I said before in my last video, had this, kind of beautiful sorrow to it, but it was very, it was slow, but there was still a lot of creativity going on. Prince had the piano chords that were playing, and and Giving Me Life reminds me, it's like a nostalgic throwback to the past, and it just seems to be, even though the lyrics don't directly say something sad or woeful, directly in the message of the story, but the feeling and the music and just the tempo of the song and all of that, I feel like it really, once again, it takes me back to Butterfly. It makes me think of The Beautiful Ones, which is also the same album where she also put Breakdown on. So Breakdown was, I feel like the Butterfly album was almost like a oh, if only I could do this full time. But Butterfly was like, oh, if only I could put it out the way I really would like to, but I gotta bring it back. I gotta give them Honey. I gotta give them Butterfly, so that I'm not trying to downplay those songs, but anyway, I love Honey is one of my favorites. Butterfly is okay. But anyway, the Butterfly album was like it was really more Mariah than maybe what we realized. But now, fast forward to Caution, now we get the opportunity to really see Mariah, who is no longer afraid. That's what I think. I think she's no longer afraid. And that's why the album, if you notice, is consistently R&B hip hop. Anyways, but back to the topic of the video. What songs? Well, guys, I don't think GTFO should have been the lead single, or actually it wasn't the lead single. With You was the lead single, because GTFO was like the promo single. But now that I've heard the whole entire album, what's interesting to me is how I honestly felt like GTFO, honestly, I was almost about to start climbing the walls, because I got really excited, because first off, GTFO almost had like an ambient R&B vibe to it. The way the music comes on, and the instrumental has a very soft ambient feel to it, very relaxed, very mellow, very different in a way. I've never really heard a Mariah track like that, just so plush, once again plush. So I almost started climbing the walls, because I was thinking, if Mariah is about to put out an album that is like a mix of ambient and R&B and like almost maybe some digital sounds, and maybe another, I don't know, if it had been something like that, I was about to just flip out, because Mariah already is just amazing when it comes to creativity with her vocals and lyrics, and some of her collabs and stuff. And so I thought, if Mariah were to take on ambient R&B, or a more like almost like a more digital, a soft plush digital sound to the R&B, that would have been really interesting. But that's not the direction she went in. And then she came out with You, which, for the record, guys, I think she included With You on there as like a pop ballad, just so that her traditional fans wouldn't flip out over a record that had no pop on it at all. Some people may disagree with me on that, and I'm sure a lot of people like "With You." I thought it was a really nice song too. But now that I've heard the entire record, honestly, I think the first single should have been "The Distance." Because the distance, actually, I think even now it's gaining a lot of momentum, but there's still some competition between the distance and a no no. Some people are really wanting her to release a no no with a remix with Lil Kim and Cardi B on it. And that's, yeah, that's gaining a lot of traction. And it looks like Mariah is pulling one of those numbers where, the record company isn't necessarily choosing singles, but it looks like she might be just allowing the fans and the listening base to choose what the single will be, depending on which songs are gaining the most momentum. And I've seen other artists do that with their albums too, where they just allow the artist to choose. I mean, I'm sorry, not the artist. They allow their fans or the listening base, whatever songs are getting picked up by, clubs and radio, whatever songs are that are developing the most momentum. Those are the songs that typically become the single. So I think that might be what Mariah is doing. So that being the case, I really don't know what's happening, but I think "The Distance" should have been the first official single, because "The Distance" had a lot of elements to it, which I felt were had the most crossover appeal. I think "The Distance," having the school cheering to kick it off, and then and have bringing it in also for the ending, and having it as, like, layering it with the chorus for the end of the song. I thought that was a great. Mariah is a genius when it comes to layering tracks, layering background tracks and ad libs on top of ad libs. So, and guys, if y'all haven't checked out her performance on Jimmy Fallon, check that out, because she actually does "The Distance" live with Ty Dolla Sign. But what's really great is that she actually played the SPI. She played the cheering section behind every chorus, which really sent me over the edge. Instead of just saving it for the ending of the song like she does on the recorded studio version, she actually plays the cheering section in the background to the chorus. Each time the chorus comes on, and it just sounds phenomenal. So I thought that "The Distance" should have been the first single, and I thought the second single should have been "A No No." Both of those songs, I think, have videos, or could have had videos, that were really visually playful, were really great. "A No No," honestly, I think is even stronger in the sense of showing off her vocal delivery. Just like I've already told you guys that she wants to do the quicker vocal delivery. And there is one part in "A No No" when she gets to that part where she is like, whoever she's talking to, she's letting them have it. And she gets to that point, she's like, "Even if I was the last woman alive, I would be like Ginger, you ain't Gilligan's Island. I really don't care. Ah, na, 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 na." I mean, at that part, I mean, it's like she's like, she has like this gun, and she's just, I mean, she's just laying them out, and like in her delivery on "A No No," it is just so hot. So, so in my opinion, I think "The Distance" should have been the first track, the first single, and I think "A No No" should have been the second single. And then, honestly, I think GTFO, given the fact that I think GTFO kind of has a vibe that's so different from the rest of the album. Like I said, I felt like it kind of had like almost an ambient R&B feel to it. Honestly, I thought GTFO would have been a great bonus track, honestly, because it doesn't really match with any of the other songs on the album. It kind of has a life of its own, and maybe that's why she used it, because she used it as a promo single. So, promo singles, they're not necessarily meant to impact very heavily. They're just meant to get, place things on your mind and get things out there, and prepare you for what's about to happen. So, for it to have been a promo single, I think it could have probably have been, a bonus track, which people would have appreciated, because, any Mariah fan wants to hear any new music from her. But I don't think, GTFO really was all that hard hitting. But yeah, so that's my thought. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you if you disagree with me, or if you think that maybe one of her other songs should have been the first single. I mean, there's a few other songs out there that could have been, like, the more up tempo, "Stay Long Love You." I think that might have been a really good single to kick off with. But yeah. All right, guys. That's it. Leave your comments below. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later.